NAND was weaker, and they're saying that that DRAM's weaker. Not high bandwidth, but it doesn't matter. People decided the long knives are out again for NVIDIA. It was at 47, David, off of random kind of, we're going to get there, stargazer. That's what I call it. But that's leading the NASDAQ down, not Apple, for once. The main thing that people are talking about is that China has reverted to a conversation of no give without a get. We'll give you some NVIDIA chips if you buy some of our soy. It's that. And that's why NVIDIA should go up, not down. But because of this SK Hynix, I mean, when SK Hynix came out, NVIDIA immediately went down 3. And that's so knee-jerk because SK Hynix has a lot of different products. We know, and they were called NVIDIA's man in the room, basically, and that's not true because if you go to Sanjay Mehrotra, he would tell you, no, we're the high bandwidth, and their high bandwidth numbers were very good. I come back and say, I like to look at how NVIDIA is doing when I look at NVIDIA, and NVIDIA is doing fabulously. And that's what people should do, and stop making these analogs. Stop doing what they did with Apple so years.
Just buy NVIDIA.
Own NVIDIA.
Own NVIDIA because that's what, at the end of the day, all this money just ends up there.
Well, it does. And remember,
although, I mean, a lot of it, the project that they're talking about does include the build out right now of 20 data centers. 10 are already underway in Abilene, Texas, 500,000 square feet each. So there's a lot, I mean, beyond just NVIDIA that goes into a data center.
I don't think the president's going to go with that last minute 18 friends that NVIDIA can do business with.
No, he's going to do 18 countries that don't get tariffed.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's transaction oriented. I don't really know what the Biden administration was doing in the last few weeks. I've been reading a lot about Woodrow Wilson in his last year.
That's great, Jim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mrs. Wilson lived in a house I tried to buy, and I lost the bidding war.
Well,
but she was running the country, so it was viewed as the second White House.
Yes, might be a good thing you lost the bidding war for that one, because your insurance bill, as we all know, just keeps going through the roof.
He always tries to bring it back to me, and I don't mind.
No, of course not.
But I do think that
you did bring it up.
Well, because Biden put out a bunch of things at the last. I had Rusty Brazil last night.
Why are we still talking about Biden? It's Trump now, and he has been awfully busy.
I was offering a bit of an historical, kind of insight.
But is it of any value to me in terms of trying to understand the current moment?
Yes, because if you undo everything that Biden did, you find that the earnings per share go higher. Like the pause on liquefied natural gas, that's done. And now companies are going to make a lot more money.
Okay.
I do think that the last things that they did that were prohibitive to NVIDIA, and they gave all this money to Intel.
Yes.
Which is a punchline. But that money could make it so Intel does okay. But NVIDIA was the one that was principally being targeted by Biden in the end.
And you feel like that is no longer going to be the case?
No, I think that NVIDIA is going to be something that Trump likes.
Right.
But Jensen Huang didn't go to the inauguration. He did have commitments for the holiday in Asia. But anyway, I don't want to get too granular here, David.
That's okay. But it's not immediate. It's not right away that they have to come up with all that money. There's a couple of decent research pieces this morning sort of trying to understand where the money's going to go and how it's going to flow and how much ends up at NVIDIA and how many, I don't know how much credit
Jensen Huang's going to give you when you buy. Jensen Huang, just so you know, with this Blackwell, what people are confused about, there's 45 factories working on it, with a lot of factories, and they build it on site, then they have to disassemble it, and then they have to assemble it again, which is why you put it on trucks. And it's why people keep hearing that it's not going well. No, it's like a giant. It's like it's not just a little PC chip.
I get it.
Okay,
I get it.
The AI PC.
Blackwell's shipping in volume right now.
Yes, it is. Although there's outlets that always say it isn't, that means what they think that Jensen's a liar. He's demonstrated over and over again, and he's as good as he gets in terms of what I call the truth.